Micro Four Thirds system is actually a pretty good system for video, but it's lacking some of the depth of field that you get from a full frame camera. Since the sensor is smaller, you can't really get that blurry, rich background as you can on a full frame camera, but there's some negatives and there's some positives with that. One positive is like most of the time you get something in focus. It's much easier with the Micro Four Thirds sensor, and the lenses are really small. These Sigma lenses aren't big at all. I'm using a Fuji otherwise, and those lenses are pretty big already. But if you move on to a full frame system, the lenses get really big pretty quickly. And there's a trade-off. I mean, you can get some pretty cheap lenses like these Sigma lenses. I really like the price of them. I bought the 16mm at a outlet price. I think I paid like 269 euros for it. And the 30 and 56mm I paid I think 50 euros each less, because Sigma had a cashback deal. So all in all, I paid pretty much what you can pay for one fast lens in a full frame system. So it's pretty cheap. The GH5 and these three lenses you can do a lot with. The 16mm and the 56mm are weather sealed, while the 30mm isn't. And that's a strange decision from Sigma. But I'm working on a Netflix documentary, or a Netflix documentary, where I've been having contact with this informant, and please don't say anything to Sigma, because I want to keep this quiet. It's a work in progress. I'll just show you the clip here. So you've chosen to be anonymous. Is the information really that dangerous?
Давай.
Okay, we got you covered. We'll blur your face out and distort your voice. No one will recognize you.
My name is Yuri. I'm from Russia. My social security number is 127AYZ8. And my home address is Little Krakow 8.
Could you tell me a little bit of your upbringing and how you came to work in the Sigma factory?
I started working in Sigma when I was 6 months old. My father told me, "You need work, son," and I work. I have no family. Both of my parents are dead. They lost their lives in tragic water ski accident. They got shot in the head by the Russian mafia. One day, big belly man came into factory, chains, gold chains and everything, looked like my uncle. And he told me, "Psst, Yuri, come here. Did like that. So he told me, the lenses are too good. We need to make something that's not so good about the Sigma trifecta for MFT mount and remove weather sealing from 30mm. That way we can release, in a couple of years, we can release a new model Mark II with weather sealing, and we charge $3,000 for it." He killed my best friend Alyona. I've been working with her for 500 years now. And now she's dead, just because of weather sealing.
That actually sounds insane. Are you sure about this?
Yes, I don't lie. I never lie. At the time I was shooting with Nikon, so I was a bit out of it, I guess, but...
Okay.
You calling me a liar, I will trash your face.
I think that these lenses are pretty much necessary when it comes to low light performance. You can also use something like the 18-35 Sigma, which is great in low light. You can use it with the Viltrox adapter. But I've been noticing with the 18-35 and the Viltrox Speed Booster that it's pretty loose. I don't like that. It doesn't feel like everything is in its place, so I much prefer some native lenses for this system, and that's why I chose the Sigmas. One thing that I don't like about these lenses, which isn't actually the lens's fault, is the fly-by-wire or focus-by-wire. it's so hard to get the focus at the right place, at least with the GH5. The GH5 Mark II has gotten this update where you can choose focusing settings, so you can actually make it focus as a manual lens. If you turn the focus wheel pretty fast on these lenses, together with the GH5 at least, it throws the focus way back there or way in front. And if you turn it too slow, it's really creeping, like it's really hard to get that feel for how you should use the focus wheel. I think that you need to keep some things in mind when you look at these lenses. They aren't like the traditional focal lengths. If you translate the focal length to a full frame equivalent, the 16mm becomes a 32, the 30 becomes a 60, and the 56 becomes a 112mm. The 30 and the 56 aren't like the normal focal length that you'd probably use on a full frame system. That doesn't mean that it's wrong. These focal lengths aren't that bad actually. I've gone by and tested these both in work now, and I think that they provide a bit different look to the videos. So let's talk about what the lenses could be good for. The 16mm is like a medium wide lens. It's equivalent to 32, which it's good for interviews, it's good for showing off a room. Most of the times with a wider lens than 30mm, you show off the roof and stuff that you probably don't want in the frame anyway. I found that this focal length is pretty useful to work with, actually. You could probably get by using only the 16. It's a great lens. It's every lens in this line is very sharp. It's extremely sharp, actually. One of the best things about these Sigmas is that the autofocus seems to actually work. Did you catch me? I hope so. The 30mm is also a great focal length. I found that I was using it quite often actually when wanting to get like these close-ups. It's focusing really close to the subject, and you can get these very dreamy, very cool looking shots with the lens. And it's great for medium shots during interviews. It's great for pretty much everything. It's pretty much a tie between the 30 and the 16mm for me. I really like both of these lenses very much. They are very useful in different situations, and I wouldn't want to be without them now that I got them. The 56mm is a bit more difficult to work with, mostly because it's very tight. 112mm equivalent to full frame is very tight, and I found it very difficult using it sometimes inside. I really like it when it works. It's super sharp, it's super detailed. You can get these amazing shots with the 56mm actually. And sometimes you want that extra reach. The 85 perhaps isn't long enough. I think you can find some great use for this lens too, but it's a bit more niche than the 16 and 30mm. You should really know that you want this focal length. I must say I'm pretty surprised about the value you get in these lenses. They are very, very affordable. In most cases I think that you could use a mist filter to get like this cinematic look, or get the sharpness down a little bit, because they are very, very sharp. The sharpness in camera is turned all the way down. I usually do this for all the lenses I have, but in these cases that's almost not enough. They are a bit too sharp actually, so if you're looking for that cinematic feel with these lenses, you probably want to buy a mist filter to use them with. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really had a blast doing this, and please subscribe if you like this kind of content. I think it's really good content. Please subscribe. Thank you. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day, or night, or weekend, or whatever. Bye.